Nicole, it's me. You got my message, didn't you? Please reply. I went through all the trouble to send you this message. Who are you? I don't think I know you. Don't lie to me. I'm your only blood-related younger sister. I cut ties with you 8 years ago, so I don't have a younger sister anymore. How dare you text me out of the blue? You are the one who ruined my life. Don't talk like that. I didn't mean to ruin your life. Huh? Stop blabbering nonsense. You said that I took all the money out of your savings account and spent it all. That's why I ended up getting kicked out of the house. I didn't spend any of your money. Our parents were furious because they believed everything you told them. That's because I'm a good person. Of course our parents trust me. You've been a failure since you were a little girl. I don't need you to tell me that. I laughed when our parents kicked you out of the house. You're still saying nothing but trashy things. Mom and Dad are mine. I can't have you here. Well, it's in the past, so I don't care. I don't have anything to do with you guys anymore. I don't even want to think about it. By the way, I heard you're married and own your own company. You live in a luxurious house built by a house builder, right? Huh? I heard the company has several employees and number of sales is booming. How do you know that? Well, we live in the same country, so it's easy for me to get some information. What's your life like these days? It's none of your business. You have nothing to do with me. That's a very cold thing to say. I went to the trouble of remembering you and texted you. You don't need to remember me. Wipe me out of your memory. I can't do that because you're my only sister. As usual, I don't know what you're thinking. Will you leave me alone? I'm a stranger to you now, so stay away from me. Wait a minute! Esther, you need to explain to me. Oh, hi, Nicole. I can't believe you contacted me. Judas suddenly asked for a divorce. I had no idea why, but when I asked him, he said he's going to remarry you. What the hell does that mean? I don't think I need to explain that to you. I'm beautiful, aren't I? I went to see Judas and told him that I'm your sister. He instantly fell in love with me. Men are so simple. I said, no, because he's your husband. But he said that I'm the woman of his dreams. No matter what I said, I couldn't refuse. When I realized, looks like he has asked you for a divorce. What kind of person are you? How far do you have to go to trample on people's lives? Well, I don't need a husband who fell for someone like you anyway. Don't be rude. It's not my fault that he chose me instead. Of course you made him choose you. Just like that time, I was kicked out of the house out of the blue. I didn't do anything wrong. Why should I have to go through all of this? It's your destiny, isn't it? No, it isn't. It's because you're harassing me in every way you can. Let me tell you something. Even if I'm the one who initiated it, Judas fell in love with me. That means you're not attractive enough to him. Huh? You aren't attractive as a woman. Or maybe it's also because you couldn't fulfill your duties as a housewife. You made Judas think it was okay for him to leave you. It's not my entire fault. How dare you say that? You've lost the battle with me, Nicole. I'm sorry about that. Your husband, your house, everything is mine now. You heartless woman. I'll never forgive you. So what? I heard you are managing a design office. That's none of your business. I don't have to tell you anything about that. Don't get involved in my business. Don't be so cold. Why don't you at least talk to me about your business? For your information, I work for a housing company. Since Judas also works for a house builder, we get along well. We started out by talking about our jobs. What a bunch of unimportant information. I don't want to hear anything about you and Judas. I'm interested in your job. What? I'll take your company away from you. What the hell is that? Are you still trying to take something from me? Why do you keep doing that? You're taking everything from me. It's because I hate you. Ever since I was born, I was depressed by your presence. I didn't want you to come into my sight. Your presence annoys me. That's why I decided to take away all of your precious things you have in life. You're a devil, aren't you? You're not even my younger sister. I don't want a family member that tries to ruin my own happiness. I lost my family 8 years ago. That's what I think. I still think of you as my elder sister, so I'm going to take everything away from you. You've taken away my parents, husband, and got me kicked out of our family's house. Don't you think it's enough? I have nothing more to lose, so you can go enjoy your life. I wish that would happen. As you know, I have a hard time being satisfied. How are you, Nicole? Do you still want something from me? There's nothing I want to talk to you about. I have some good news. What is it? I heard that Judas's parents co-signed for your company. Now that they are strangers to you, they said they won't be your co-signer anymore. What? That's going to be a problem for you, isn't it? What are you going to do? What do you think I'm going to do? How much longer are you going to torment me? How much more do you have to take something from me until you feel satisfied? I told you, didn't I? I'm the kind of person who can't get enough. But I also understand how my parents-in-law feel. There's nothing more annoying than co-signing a loan for someone else. If something were to happen to your company, it would be a huge loss. You're really mean, aren't you? I don't think I'm being mean. I think I'm just doing what I should. But I negotiated with them. What kind of negotiation? I told them that if you let me own the company, you get to keep it. You have employees, right? If you keep the company, you can compensate them for their future lives. I'm being nice to you. How nasty. I'm Judas's wife. Isn't it natural to think of my parents-in-law first? That's enough. I'll give you everything. You can take it all away from me. Really? You don't mind at all? I wonder why you give it away so openly. Isn't that company valuable to you? I can't negotiate with you because I can't have a proper conversation with you. That's why I'm giving up the company. That's my sister. You know what you're talking about. I'm sure my in-laws and Judas will be very happy. Now you have nothing more to deal with me, right? You're right. I'm quite satisfied. I'm sure you are. Well then, I'm stepping down after all the formalities are done. Pick up the phone, Nicole. Hey, explain to me. What's going on? You need to explain to me. I just got fired from my job. It's because you did something behind my back, isn't it? What the hell did you do? I didn't do anything. Then how did my boss know about your design firm? Oh, the housing company you work for was a client of mine. I used to design houses for them. Huh? You never said anything about that. I didn't have to tell you that, did I? It's up to me who I do business with. The representative of the design firm was named after you, so the client asked me about what was going on. What? That's why I told him everything. And he was surprised to hear that you're such a terrible person. No kidding! And then he did a lot of research on you. Research? Yeah, you're late for work without reason. You don't apologize for the trouble you caused to other employees. You keep looking at your phone while you're working, without a care in the world. Then, you leave exactly at the end of the workday, forcing others to do all the overtime on your behalf. I heard your work attitude was terrible. That's not true. That's definitely a lie. I'm sure that there's an employee who tried to bring me down. But I heard that one of the executive directors was ordered to investigate. He wouldn't report a lie, would he? The president was very surprised. He said he can't believe that you and I are sisters. Well, I don't think we're sisters anyway. Oh no! And I heard your company doesn't allow side jobs. Your work attitude is a mess, and your behavior is just insane. They were disappointed when they found out that you can do whatever you want to people, including your own family member. They said that they don't want an insane employee who can't even follow the company rules. Did the president really say that? You're my sister and you didn't stand up for me? You could have said something to defend me. I tried to do that. I told them that you're an insane sister with nasty behaviors, but they should allow you to continue working with them if they don't mind. No way! Did you say that? I can't believe it. You have no right to say that words. You took everything away from me. I told you I'd never forgive you. You're a real jerk, Nicole. How dare you? Anyway, since it seems that the president is friends with the managing director of the house builder Judas is working at, the president told his friend that Judas betrayed me, got married to you, and in the end, you're destroying the company you took away from me. Huh? That has nothing to do with Judas. I thought so too, but the president insisted on telling his friend. You can't just turn him down, can you? He's upset and claimed that Judas, who doesn't have the proper attitude to be a member of society, can't work as a salesman for a house builder. The president said that? I must agree with him. With his insane way of thinking, it's hard to say that Judas won't betray the customers. If that happens, the company will suffer a major blow of loss. I think it's reasonable to take measures before that happens. Do you think you can just get away with that? Fine. Even if the company fires me, I still have a design firm. I have the company that I took from you. About that, when I quit representing the company, the other designers got suspicious. They all complained to me that they wanted to quit the firm. I think their resignation letters should have been sent out to you. What did you say? I don't know anything about that. Because I was the president in name only, and I left all the work to the employees. What kind of president are you? How can you run a company like that? A company president just sits there and signs the documents, right? I don't have to go to the office every day. Do you think the company presidents of the world are stupid? A company president is in charge of the entire company. You can't be so naive. The president has to greet clients and make many trips outside the office. It's necessary to attend meetings and conferences too. Seriously? How could you try to run a company without knowing that? I'm stunned at how naive you are. Isn't the company president supposed to be someone who has a lot of spare time? Of course not. Because you're like that, I've been inundated with calls from clients. As a result, I've been asked to take over all the work you've been doing at the company. What company? I'm sure I took your company. Well, that's why I had to start my own new design firm on short notice. No one would co-sign for someone like you, right? You know what? The president of the company you work for trusted me very much. He said he would co-sign for my design firm. He also said that he wants me to come up with a lot of good designs in the future. The president said that to you? But he fired me. That's because I have a different track record than you, who slacked off a lot. I've always been diligent and polite, no matter who I'm dealing with. I've given the best I could to the housing companies I do business with. I've done good work and earned their trust over the years. You're a pompous prick. I don't need you to boss me around like that. I'm not trying to boss you around. I'm just saying that if you've been in a relationship for a long time, you can see the essence of a person. That's the most important part of company relationships. And that's the part you're lacking the most. You really piss me off. And you know what? Now that they have known what kind of person you are, all of the employees at your design company are going to move to my new firm. You gotta be kidding me. I'm their employer. I won't let them do anything they want to. But it's your fault because you didn't show up at the office. That has nothing to do with it. Don't you know? Know what? As a general rule, a worker is allowed to resign by giving the company 2 weeks' notice. 2 weeks have already passed. What? You don't even know about the deadline because you never show up at the office. That's a lie. So you're saying I'm the only employee in that office? That's what I'm saying. You're taking away one company's employee. Stop fooling around. Don't talk to me like that. I'm not you. I didn't take anyone away from you. Every employee moves here of their own volition. I never asked any of them to do anything like that. You took all my jobs away from me. I can't allow that. Do you finally understand how I feel? Huh? How I felt when you took everything from me? I was in the depths of despair when my own family members were taken away from me. But I knew I had to live on my own. I was so determined. I studied so hard and became a designer. I don't know anything about that. It's what you wanted to do, right? Later, through work, I met Judas, who worked for a house builder. But you took him away from me too. Don't get me wrong, I don't need him anymore. That's because you weren't attractive enough, so he divorced you. It's not my fault, so you shouldn't blame me. And about the design company? I felt that if I didn't do anything, you would take everything away from me. So I approached the president of the housing company you worked for, because he's the person I trusted the most in the business. That's not fair. And the rest is as I told you. Maybe they'll take some kind of action against your co-conspirator, Judas. Wait a minute. This has nothing to do with Judas. Judas is involved in this. He betrayed me, cheated with my own sister, and got remarried. Because of that, I lost my co-signer. Then what's going to happen to Judas? I don't know. Demotion, I guess. I wonder what kind of punishment the company will give him. You really are a terrible woman. That's my line. Think about what you've done so far. Anyway, you and Judas will have nothing to do with me from now on, so don't contact me anymore. Nicole, pick up the phone, please. Nicole! What? I told you not to call me anymore, didn't I? Judas got demoted. I see. I have no income at all. I have a house payment and my in-laws need money for their living expenses. Well, you were fired from the housing company, and the company you took from me will receive no order from clients. Can you please ask the president of the company to reinstate me, please? Why would I do that? Because you're my sister, right? I'm in trouble, so help me. You're the woman who stole my husband from me and kicked me out of the house. You're not my sister. I told you to stay out of this. Don't be so cold. You have to help me. If you can't get me back at the housing company, hire me at your company. I'll do whatever you want. Are you kidding me? I'd rather quit my job than hire you. If I can't pay my mortgage, my family will be evicted. Do something about it. I was kicked out of that house once for an unreasonable reason. I think you should feel the same way I do. My in-laws are there too. I can't lose my house. I don't care. You and our parents made me hit rock bottom. Why should I help you guys? Find someone else. You're the only one I can ask to do this. You have to save our family. We've lived as a family before, haven't we? What? I don't understand. How can you say such a thing after you took everything from me? I'm not going to help you. I don't even want to talk to you, so I'm blocking you for today. Nicole, don't be so cold. Please, I don't know what to do. Help me. Why don't you and your lousy family members talk to each other? There must be some way to solve the problem. Please don't ever depend on me again. Oh no! After that, Esther and her family couldn't afford to pay the mortgage on their house. So they had no choice but to sell their luxurious house built by a house builder. But Esther still had to support their in-laws. Judas is still sitting in his office, feeling ashamed of himself. Esther also works from morning till night to support the family. But because of her parents-in-law's habit of extravagance, her life is not getting any easier. I hope she can experience the humiliation I have been subjected to so far. I'm sure I won't have to deal with it anymore. My newly launched company is finally up and running. The president of the housing company where my sister used to work approached our affiliated companies. Work is expanding for my new company. So we are planning to recruit new employees in the near future. I'm a little anxious because things are going so well, but I'm determined to do the best I can. And if I meet a good person someday, I would like to fall in love again.
Hey Alice, what's wrong with you? Esther, it's been a while. Everything is just fine. Why did you ask that? Why did I ask that? It's because you didn't contact me at all. It's terrible of you to keep such an important thing from me as a secret. I'm sorry, I've just been so busy lately. I heard about that. You guys bought a condo, didn't you? And it's a high rise. That's amazing. My son Hector spent a lot of money on it. Did Hector tell you about that? I was going to contact you when everything gets settled. I've been so busy with the move. I'm sorry I haven't been able to contact you. You should have contacted me, you know. I was surprised to hear about it yesterday. I'm so excited to hear that you're moving to a high-rise in New York City. I'm so happy for you that you were able to marry Hector, Alice. Thanks to Hector that you're now a member of the upper-class society. Well, yes, I had no problem living in the apartment I've been living in before we moved out. But Hector insisted that he wanted to live in a high-rise. A high-rise! He's worked hard for that. He says he's recently been promoted as a department manager. He's indeed a brilliant kid, just like me. There's no way a person in his position would live in such a shabby apartment you were living in. He was right to take the plunge without listening to a poor woman like you. You should be grateful to my son, since he's the one who's providing for you. Oh, gosh. So, I'm thinking of going to see your new home sometime in the near future. When are you available? Tomorrow? What? Tomorrow? Well, sorry, Esther. I don't think tomorrow works. We just moved in, so things aren't organized yet. Besides, I've got a lot of work to do because of the move. So, I'd appreciate it if you could reschedule your visit. You said you just moved in. It's been a month, right? No matter how big the condo is, it can be organized in a month. You're not skipping work by saying that you're busy, are you? I'm not slacking off. I'm also working, so I can't spend all my time just for cleaning up. What work? You're a housewife, so cleaning up comes first, right? It's a different case this time. Besides, this month, the kids have school events, so I don't have much time. I've almost finished the living room and our stuff. But Hector hasn't put away his personal belongings. There are still a lot of cardboard boxes inside the room. Why don't you take care of those things right away? What a useless wife. Thanks to Hector that you were able to move into a high-rise, and now you're telling me that you can't even clean up for him? You're not doing your job properly as my son's wife. I'm also working, so I'm supposed to take care of myself. I do most of the childcare and house chores. Of course, you do those things. Your job doesn't pay much anyway. It's natural for a woman to take care of the house chores. It's also a woman's job to take care of her husband. So stop messing around and get all things done. Jeez. Oh yes, how are my lovely grandchildren? They haven't been visiting me lately, which is kind of boring. They are doing just fine. They're both in upper grades of elementary school now, so they're busy with club activities and playing with their friends. I see. They're very bright just like me and Hector. They share their genes with their grandmother. You have to let them come visit me regularly. We need to make them understand how blessed they are to have my son as their father and me as their grandmother. Don't you understand that unless I tell you? You really are a very inconsiderate wife. I'm really glad that my grandchildren are different from you. I'm sorry. I'll tell the kids about that later. Oh my God, I guess I gotta go. If tomorrow doesn't work, I'll come visit you this weekend. You better make sure there are some good snacks and tea when I visit you. A good wife takes care of such things. This weekend? I have plans this weekend. Cancel those plans! I just told you that I'll visit you. You said tomorrow doesn't work, so I'm giving you a compromise. I have a meeting at work. You just gave me a short notice, and I can't make it because I have a prior engagement. Reuniting grandma with the grandkids is the top priority. Hector said that he'd be home this weekend. A good wife should be able to fit her husband's schedule into her own. Why don't you take time off to accommodate your husband's schedule? If you put in work meetings, you wouldn't be able to take care of your husband. You don't know enough about being a good wife. I don't know why you're suddenly telling me this, but... Yes, whatever. I've had enough of your appeal about being an incapable wife. I'll eat dinner and go home, so please take care of me. I'll even check your level of cooking. If you serve me a half-baked dish, I'll give you a private lecture about how to cook properly. See you later. Wait, Esther, you're troubling me. Oh dear. Hey, Alice! A high-rise is awesome, isn't it? It's the perfect place for brilliant people like me, my son, and my grandchildren to live. It feels so good to look down on people from a higher floor. It looks as if those poor people were crawling on the ground. Good evening, Esther. How can I help you? Oh, I'm sorry. I got lost in my own world. You know what? I'm so excited that I'm going to be able to live in that world. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Are you moving to a high-rise too? Yes! That's what I mean! I went to your place the other day and the thought just crossed my mind. I'm the one who deserves to live here. I just knew it. What? Are you telling me that you're moving in with us? I thought you bought a room at the high-rise yourself. Why would I have to buy it myself when I already have one I can live in? It's my son and his wife's house, which means it's also mine. No, you can't have such an important matter decided without me and my husband's permission. I'll have to talk to Hector about it. Oh, you didn't hear from him? My son already agreed to it. What's that? I haven't heard that at all. Living in a high-rise will give me peace of mind in my old age. I've been thinking that it's about time Hector and I move in together. It's a good thing he bought a condo. I'll get my stuff there tomorrow, so please clean up the mess. Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. That's too selfish. You can't move into the house since we don't have enough room. Each of the four of us has our own room. The only space available is the living room. You don't need a room of your own, Alice. When I saw it the other day, I liked the view from your room the best. Starting tomorrow, that will be my room. I won't hear any objections. You should sleep in the living room. That's good enough for you. You should be thankful that you live in a high-rise. I can't do that. I take my work home with me. Besides, I also do remote work some days in the week. I need a room where I can work in peace. Besides, it's such a short notice. I'll be at work tomorrow, so I won't be able to pick up the packages. Alice, you know what? You're not doing much work anyway, so why don't you just take a day off? Your mother-in-law just told you that she's moving out. It's your duty as my son's wife to take a day off from your work and greet her politely. You must be really incompetent if you don't understand that. I really feel sorry for Hector, who married a terrible person like you. Huh? I told you that I can't do that, so please understand, Esther. Hector knows that you are moving in, right? Then he's the one who should take a day off to help you. I didn't know about the move until some minutes ago, so I can't take a day off if you suddenly ask me to. You really are an idiot. My son has an important job to support his family. He can't just suddenly take a day off. You seem to have a strange pride in your work. You earn less than Hector, you have no responsibility, and your job is worthless, right? It's natural for a woman to be a housewife and take care of the family, but you're just too proud to do so. But to make my son, the breadwinner of the family, take a day off because of your petty pride is beyond insane. You are such a useless wife that you can't even understand such a thing. When I move there, you'll have to educate your children well. They shouldn't grow up to be a person like you. Anyway, tomorrow, when you get my stuff, take everything out of the cardboard boxes and organize them. Since you seem to have a lot of good furnitures, you can keep those in your room. I'll use it. I'll be there tomorrow for dinner. If it's not done when I get there, I won't forgive you. That's absurd. You really are troubling me. I won't give up my room or my furniture. If you love Hector so much, then you should use his room. You should take care of the moving by yourself since I won't be able to help you. I've already reserved a moving company. Also, I signed a contract to sell the house I've been living in. I can't change the date. Besides, Hector needs his private time too. It's true that me and my son get along well together, but I don't like the idea of us sharing the same bedroom, so I can't take your suggestion. As a wife, you should live your life with us as a family. I'm taking care of a useless wife like you without abandoning you. You should be grateful for that. Why are you being so rebellious? Taking care of me? Hector doesn't take care of the house chores and looks after the kids at all. I'm the one doing all of them. And on top of that, you insist to move in with us? It's beyond unreasonable. You just can't do it because you're a bad wife. You're not even aware that it's normal for mother-in-law to move in with her son and his family. I'm going to give you a good lesson. You should be grateful to me for teaching you the common sense of this world. Even though you're an insane, useless wife, you're able to live in a high-rise, thanks to me and my son. See you tomorrow. Wait, Esther, I can't believe it. Hey, Alice, what are you doing? You don't have to come home again. What are you talking about all of a sudden? What's wrong with you? Don't you dare to talk to me like that. Hector told me about you. I heard you're having an affair while he's supporting you. You ungrateful bastard. You're not only useless, but you're also betraying your husband. What a despicable wife. What? Another mysterious accusation? I never committed an adultery. Did Hector really say that? My sweet son was crying and asking me for advice. He said he's thinking of divorcing you because you're having an affair. He doesn't even want to see you anymore. He let a useless wife like you to live in a high-rise, but you betrayed him. No wonder he's in shock. That's why I won't let you enter the house when you get back. Oh, well, that's fine. I'm not going back there. You're such a good girl. Are you going to elope with your boyfriend? What an irresponsible mother. Well, that's convenient for us, so you can do what you want. We'll get full custody of the kids, of course. You'll never see your beautiful children again. I'll educate them in the ways of the upper class and raise them to be respectable children. Esther, you always have such interesting things to say. You've got it all wrong and you're so proud of yourself. Unfortunately, the children will never go back to that house again. The only ones who will remain there are you and Hector. Huh? What on earth are you talking about? I'm in the process of cleaning up the new house where me and my children will live. I've told the kids where this house is. I guess it's about time they come home. We will start a new life here, so you and Hector can live in harmony without me and the kids. I know you're going to have a lot of trouble in the future, but good luck anyway. I don't get it. What do you mean that you've got yourself a new house? You are being deceived by your dearly beloved son, you know that? Hector is the one who was actually having an affair. Seriously? A kind and serious boy like Hector having an affair? He would never do such a thing. You're just trying to put the blame on my son, aren't you? Wow, I'm speechless. You love your son very much. You may find this hard to believe. I have the proof with me, so you can't get away with it. If you have the proof, show me then. It's a lie you made up anyway, isn't it? I'll show it to you if you want to see it. This is the proof that your son is having an affair. Before we moved into the high-rise, I knew something was wrong. I noticed that he often went out alone on his days off. He usually doesn't work overtime, since his workload isn't that much. But then, he told me that he wants to move to a high-rise for the future. I thought he was spending his time outside to do some research for the property. But I was wrong. I was cleaning Hector's room shortly after we moved in. I found a woman's jewelry that wasn't mine under my bed. So I took a sneak peek at Hector's cell phone and was convinced that he was having an affair. Hector brought his lover into the apartment we just moved into. Really? Even if that's true, what drove my son to the point of considering divorce is your fault because you are such a useless wife. That's why he decided to have an affair. You're getting carried away by saying you have the proof. You are the main cause Hector wants a divorce. A useless wife like you are not supposed to talk so proud like that. How dare you say that I'm useless? Since this is the last time I'm going to say what I want to say to you, I paid for that high-rise with all my money. Hector doesn't pay at all. Therefore, the ownership of the room is mine. Huh? Stop talking nonsense. Do you think you can afford that when you don't even have a proper job? You should think more carefully before you lie. You're getting carried away by saying you've moved, but perhaps you still miss the high-rise, don't you? You're just trying to steal it away from us by telling some random lies. I won't be fooled by that. On the contrary, do you think someone who gets paid with a modest amount of salary can afford to pay for a high-rise? What are you talking about? Hector is only 40 years old and he's been promoted to be the department manager. He's not just an ordinary office worker. He's an upper-class, super elite office worker. Hector hasn't been promoted. Not only is he still a section chief, but I heard that he's in danger of being demoted. What? That can't be true! I started my own company when my children enrolled at elementary school. After my company got off the ground, Hector gradually changed. At work, he seems to be handing over his work to his colleagues and doing nothing these days. Even when he was in danger of being demoted, he continued to slack off and had no sense of crisis at all. I guess he thinks that if he gets fired, he'll be fine because I'm there to support him. Although he is no longer doing housework, childcare, or even working, he is still a father. I was holding out the divorce for the sake of the children. What? Are you saying that my son is lying to me? That's right. Because you always say that you love your son so much. Hector just wants to look good in front of other people. So he said that he bought the high-rise with his own money anyway. Am I right? Yes. Hector said that he got promoted to be the department manager and that his salary will go up. Both you and your son really disgust me. Hector bought a high-rise with my money without paying a penny himself. He made up a story about my infidelity to kick me out so that he can get alimony from me and ownership of the high-rise. The fact that you offered to live together with us was a good chance for Hector because he can get rid of me without getting his own hands dirty. Truly, you and your son are foolish, but it's too late. I already hired a lawyer and I'm preparing for a trial. A trial? Yes, before Hector puts his plan into action. I'm glad that I caught the proof that he's having an affair. Since we already have all the evidence, Hector's plan is no longer possible to be done. Therefore, if you want to continue to live in that room, please discuss that with your son and buy it from me. I will sell it to you with the market price. I won't raise the price, but I won't give you any discount either. By the way, Hector seems to be paying a lot of money to his lover. I doubt he has much money saved up. He seems to have spent it all in anticipation of getting a lot of alimony from me. So instead of buying a high-rise, I doubt he can even afford to pay for a living next month. He seems to be contributing more than his own salary by using credit card. Wait a minute! I don't get it at all. So you're saying that I can't live in this high-rise anymore? After all the trouble I went through to get rid of you? If you can't buy it at the market price, I'll have to ask you to leave. I will sell it to someone who is worthy of living there, not someone who can't even pay the rent. Oh yeah, and I won't let you see your grandchildren at all from now on. What? Stop joking! The children will be sad if they don't see their grandmother. You can have a divorce, but it's irresponsible of you as a parent to make the children sad. They don't seem to miss you at all. Whenever they visited you, they said that you were speaking ill about me endlessly. You yelled at the store clerks whenever you went out with them. They have come to the point where they don't want to visit their grandmother anymore. Living with you for the past months has been very stressful for the kids. They were overjoyed when I told them that we were going to live in a different house. Oh no! But you'll let them see my son, right? He's their father. No, I won't let them see Hector either. It seems that the children were aware of his infidelity. They said they heard a stranger's voice coming from their father's room on the day they came home early from morning classes. When I told them about the separation, they told me that their father asked them to keep that as a secret. What kind of father would allow his children to have such a nasty secret? I can't believe he would bring an adulterer into the house where his children live. They are just kids. They'll forget all of that soon. It's just one time. How can they hate their own father just because of that? For kids, family troubles will stay in their minds. Even if it was just once, it's enough to make them not trust their father. I have a responsibility to protect my kids from people who can't even understand such things. I will not let you and your son have anything to do with my kids from now on. Oh, thank goodness that I didn't get lost. Well then, you'll be hearing from my lawyer for more details. Until then, enjoy your life in the high-rise for the time being. Goodbye. Wait a minute! Alice! Hey! Let's talk about it! I have nowhere to live if this house is gone. Oh, please come back. I'll apologize. I beg you. Please. Alice! And so the divorce was finalized. Of course, Hector didn't have enough money to pay for the rent at the high-rise. Both he and his mother were evicted from there. In addition, he had to pay alimony and child support to me. His already small income became even smaller, and his life became a living wreck. My ex-husband, who despised his own family and contributed all of his income to the affair, begged to be allowed to live in his lover's house, but he was rejected without a second thought. Now they live in a small room in a very cheap, old, broken-down apartment with no bathroom and a shared toilet. Later, a plan to build a large commercial facility near the tower block was proposed, and the land's prices rose. I was relieved to be able to sell off the high-rise with just a little loss. I'm now living peacefully with my children in my new house.
Haley, are you working today? Hello. Yes, I'm on my lunch break. It's your decision to work, but are you making lunch for Oliver? I haven't been able to make him lunch because I've been so busy these days. What? You're prioritizing yourself too much. What? Oliver is the breadwinner of the family. Isn't it the wife's duty to take care of her husband so that he has no problem? Yes. Wives nowadays don't understand their roles at all. Oliver was disappointed too. He said you're a workaholic and don't give him any attention. He said that? Yes. He often complains about you. What? Oh, it's true. I haven't talked to him for a while. You're his wife. You have to be more aware of it. Isn't that why you can't have kids? Kids. I've always dreamed of holding Oliver's child. That's the only reason I allowed you to marry him, and yet it hasn't come true? That's something I can't control. If you can't do it, you need more effort. You mean? Probably it's because of you that you can't have kids. So why don't you go see the doctor? You want me to get fertility treatment? That kind of thing. I took a test before we got married, and they said I have no fertility issues. So you're saying it's Oliver's fault? I don't know about that, but I think that treatment needs to be worked on together. So could you please talk to him about it as well? I can't solve by myself. Wow! You blame him for not being able to have children? No, I'm not blaming him. I just thought that fertility treatment is meaningless unless we both work on it together. Look who's talking! It's your fault for not supporting him in the first place. What? You're disrespecting Oliver, huh? If you think I don't know anything, you're wrong. I think you have a problem on your attitude. Is that so? Of course it is. You say it like it's Oliver's fault. You're his wife. You should think about supporting him more. Oh. If you're like that, I'll never be able to hold my grandchildren. Think a little more about your duty as a wife. Understood. Hey, Haley. Yes, Alexa? I got a call from Oliver again. What did he say? You don't have any idea? He said the house is not cleaned at all. What are you doing? I'm sorry. Actually, my mother is in the hospital. So? I go back and forth between the hospital and home on the weekends, so maybe it's not clean enough. What is that? What? What does your mother staying in the hospital have to do with Oliver? What do you mean? It means that you should take care of him even if your mom is in the hospital. I know, but I don't have much time. I thought I'm doing what I can. You leave used cups in the sink? Leave the laundry in a pile without folding? There are days like that, but when I come back from the hospital, I put everything away. It's not in a terrible state. You keep making excuses. If you can't take care of Oliver, then don't go to the hospital. What? What can you do at the hospital? Excuse me? I'm asking if you can heal your mother. I can't, but... See? Then there's no point in going to the hospital. That's true, but I just want to cheer up my mother who's struggling against illness. She's the only family I have. Even if I just go and talk to her, she'll get her energy back. So I have to go as often as I can. It's the doctor's job to make her feel better, not you. Hey. If you have time for that, then fulfill your duty as a wife. Your family is Oliver and your unborn child. Oh, and me too. I hope you're doing your job at night. When will I get to hold my grandchild? Alexa, I can't feel that way right now. I'm worried about my mother every day. Huh? You say your mother is more important than our heir? You can't compare them. Both are human lives. Ugh. So you're the reason why you guys can't have children. That's not true. Oliver's also very busy, so we haven't had much time to talk about our future. That's because you're spending a very busy life, huh? You have an elite worker like Oliver. Aren't you forcing yourself to keep working? And isn't that the reason you don't have much time? Why don't you quit your job for the sake of your child? It's not just my fault. Huh? Oliver is always drinking out and coming home late. That's because he's an elite worker. He rarely eats dinner at home. He's probably socializing at work, so it can't be helped. On his days off, he goes out for golf and other activities. That's part of the promotion, isn't it? Besides. Besides what? No, nothing. Even if I quit my job or I don't go to my mother's hospital, it's hard for me to communicate with him. You really do have a lot of excuses. It's because you're not trying hard enough. That's why Oliver complains a lot. I understand how he feels. Anyway, don't care about your mother. Think about Oliver more. Wait, what do you mean my mother doesn't matter? I told you, there's nothing you can do. She's my precious mother, you know. I'm your mother-in-law too. She's been living alone since my father died. I'm very anxious about her being in the hospital. Ugh, you're not a child anymore. Anyway, Haley, all you have to think about is Oliver and the kid. Alexa, that's too harsh. Please apologize. Huh? Why should I apologize to you? Don't be silly. I won't allow you to speak ill of my mother. I didn't say anything bad about her. I'm just saying you can't heal her. Isn't that obvious? Anyway, you should think about having a baby. It's a wife's duty to give birth. Don't forget that. Alexa, I have something to tell you. Wait, you finally have a child? No. Then what? My mother passed away. Oh. Oh? My mother passed away. Don't you have any mercy? That was so sudden. I didn't know what to say. I'm sorry. But now that your mother passed away, don't you need to have children? It'll make our family more lively. You are completely insensitive. I can't think like that when my mother has just passed away. You keep saying children, children. What's with that tone? I'm saying this so that you won't feel lonely. We're the only family you have now. After all, you only think about yourself. Huh? No matter how hard I'm going through, you don't care how my mother died, do you? You don't take people's lives seriously. What are you talking so cheekily about? You'll be abandoned if you're like that. What do you mean? I'm saying Oliver will abandon you if you're like that. He could divorce you. I don't understand. I just lost my mother, remember? Why are you talking like that? I am saying this for your sake. If you can't even take care of Oliver, let alone have children, you are not enough to be a wife. How can you talk like that right now? I can't believe my ears. Anyway, you should know your position as a wife. It's your job to support your husband and have an heir. What is that? You really don't care about my feelings, do you? Fine. I have a funeral to prepare for. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be gone for a while so I can't take care of Oliver. I can't have children too. Hey, what's with that tone? You're really cheeky. Haley, how are things going over there? Are things settling down soon? Alexa, I'm the only one here, so it'll take a while before everything's settled. Oliver said things are worse at home. What? Hey, aren't you taking a break for too long? My mother passed away, you know. I want to settle things down and clean up the house by myself, so I don't have time to go home. I know you have to do it, but what about Oliver? Oliver is grown up, and I'm sure he can manage. I'll tell him it will take a while, but... I know you had your mother's funeral, but don't you think you're despising your husband too much? What? You're already married and you're Oliver's wife. I need you to take better care of him. How can you say that? Oliver's mother-in-law has passed away. He didn't attend the funeral and had no mercy. What on earth is going on? I doubt you and your son are human beings. That's quite a thing to say. Do you know what will happen to you? I had to say this no matter what will happen. Otherwise, I couldn't get over it. How dare you not taking my mother's life seriously? You become cheeky when I worry about you. Apologize to me. You have not fulfilled your duties as a wife at all. On top of that, you say such terrible things to your mother-in-law. Apologize now. Apologize and I'll think about your future. In return, you must have a lovely grandchild and take care of me too. I'm sorry, but right now my mind is full of my mother and the funeral. Let me think about it. What do you mean you think about it? You are so rude. I won't wait that long. Sorry for the late reply. I've thought about it since then, but I still don't agree with what you said. Oliver is hanging out every day and doesn't come home very often. But he says I'm not doing the chores and you pick on me. Plus, you guys don't even care when my mother passed away. And yet, I have to have a child and take care of you? I can't do them, so I won't apologize. That's my answer. Well, my pleasure. I got rid of all your stuff. What? I've helped him file for divorce, so now you're a stranger. Oh, really? Yup. Really? Really? You shouldn't need the most of your stuff, so I threw them away for you. Wow, I'm glad. Huh? Actually, I've wanted to divorce Oliver for a long time. I had told him about it, but he never gave me the answer. It took long because of my mother's thing, you know. But you helped him file for divorce? Thank you. What do you mean? I told you that he was busy and didn't come home very often, right? Oh, that's because you weren't taking good care of him, right? No, that's wrong. He was cheating on me this whole time. Cheating? Yes, a young receptionist at the office. And that's why we never had kids. Well, we didn't even have sex, though. I didn't know that. You could have noticed from his action, but you always care about yourself, so I guess you didn't notice. Then why didn't he divorce you until now? I guess he didn't want to pay the compensation. If he has done something unfaithful, of course I can make a claim. What? But now that we are divorced, I can make a claim without hesitation. That's impossible. Why? Because you have no proof that he's cheating on you. I'll send you the proof. This is... where he had fun having dinner with a girl, where he went into her apartment holding hands, and where they came out of the apartment together in the morning. Also, there are other pictures of them shopping at the supermarket. I think these are probably enough evidence. He has done these things? I hope you now understand why we cannot have kids. It was not like I was infertile. No. Around the time when you told me that Oliver was complaining about me, I thought it was strange that he didn't even come home. So I had him checked out by a professional. Then, I was able to get the evidence. Your son is a jerk. There's no way Oliver would do such a thing. He never said anything like that. Of course he wouldn't say anything bad about himself. And thank you for getting rid of my stuff. You saved me a lot of trouble. What do you mean? Please tell him to leave the apartment immediately. What are you talking about? Since you and Oliver are divorced, I'm going to live there. I'm sure he will take care of me when I get old. What are you saying? Huh? That apartment is my property. I paid for it and it's under my name. Get over yourself. How could you possibly buy an apartment? I bought it with money my mother had saved for me. She has been saving every month since I was born. Before I got married, she let me have it and told me to spend it as I want. I bought it with that money in my savings, so Oliver didn't pay anything. Now that we are divorced, I need him to leave immediately. What are you talking about? I moved in after I got rid of your stuff. I've already put my stuff in there. That was twice the trouble. I don't need that place anymore, so I'm going to sell it right away. I'm sure the moving company will be there, so please leave right away. Wait a minute. I just moved out of my apartment. What am I supposed to do? Don't ask me. Why don't you and Oliver discuss and decide what to do? I'm a stranger now, you know. But there's something called property division, right? If you sell it, give the half to Oliver. You don't know what property division is, Alexa. What? Property division is for property shared by couple after marriage. The apartment was purchased by me before we got married, so it's not applicable. And the money we saved after we got married, Oliver spent all of it. What? He must have been using it to that girl. You're lying, right? Please ask him directly for what he spent it on. So that means there will be no division of property. Oh no. I'm going to charge him for the compensation now. What is he going to do when he is none? He may ask you for help later on. There's no way I have money even if he asks me. I've been depending on pension all by myself. What should I do? Don't ask me. Ask him. He divorced me, right? Then we're strangers now. Don't say that. Help me. You got rid of my stuff, so I don't have to go back there anymore. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Haley, can you please leave me the apartment? Why should I hand over the apartment I bought to a complete stranger? Stop saying jokes. We will have nowhere to live. Also, I'll send the proof of Oliver's affair to the company. What? Why would you do that? Because he was having an affair within the company. I want his boss to know about it. What's going to happen to him if you do that? Who knows? Please don't say such a random thing. It's not up to me. It's up to the company's executives. I can't wait to see what kind of punishment they'll give him. You're such an asshole. Who's the worst? He made me look like I'm a bad wife and lied to you to justify his affair. He must have been waiting for me to leave quietly after the bully. And you love your son like stupid without doubting him. And to top it all off, you helped him divorce me. What kind of mother are you? I can no longer deal with such people. Haley, I'm sorry. I'll apologize on behalf of Oliver, so please forgive him. Don't ask for any compensation. And the documents you're planning to send to the company, tell them that it was a mistake and send them back. How can you still be so selfish at this point? I'm so done with you. I don't think I will ever see you again. Good luck with your lousy son. Haley, I'm sorry. Please forgive us. Please let bygones be bygones. I can't. After that, I filed a claim for compensation against Oliver through my lawyer. He could not run away because I had a lot of solid evidence, so he had to borrow money to pay me back. Of course, I also charged that girl for compensation. When the company found out about the affair, Oliver was told that he would be transferred, but he refused it and left the company. He had neither money nor a place to live, so he was easily dumped by the girl. After all, she was probably after his money. He also rented a house while he was borrowing money, but I heard that he could only sign a contract for a wooden apartment without a bath, and that he is living together with his mother there. They are both working part-time, that they can start right away so that they can make enough money to live on. And I heard that they are getting emaciated. I hope they can work together to pay off their debt. I sold my apartment and moved into my mother's house. I changed my job and am working hard to make a fresh start. Thanks to my mother, I didn't have trouble making a living after the divorce. I am very grateful to my mother in heaven.
Heather, a coworker invited me out for a drink. Can I go?
What? You're in charge to cook dinner tonight.
I know, but he invited me, so I need to go.
You always run away like that. We promised when we got married that we'd share the housework, but you haven't kept your promise.
Heather, don't be so cold. Just let me go, please.
I guess I can't say no to you whenever you say that.
That's what's so cute about you.
I know that you're going to make up reasons again. I don't have a choice. I'm going to go buy some lunch and pack up tomorrow's work in advance.
That's my wife. Thanks.
Jasper, are you okay?
I'm sorry. I'm home now.
Hey, what were you doing up until this morning?
Well, my coworker and I drank a lot, and I got so drunk. I missed the last train. I was going to call you, but it was the middle of the night.
So you rode the first train home?
Yeah.
You're not a child, you know. You need to take better care of yourself. You're going to work today, right?
Sorry. You sound just like my mom.
This is no time to joke.
I'm sorry.
Besides, I'm working as hard as I can, so I need a little more help around the house.
I know. I will give up my weekend off to do housework.
Make sure you keep that promise, okay?
Anyway, sorry to trouble you again, but I'm supposed to have a drinking party with my colleagues from my department next week. My boss is very excited about it, so I think I can't refuse.
Not again. You really should control yourself better. It can't be helped if it's the department's drinking party.
You're right. Sorry.
Never mind. I'm just getting caught up on work too, so I'll go get it done.
You better take care of yourself too, Heather. If you stop working, we won't be able to make ends meet.
What are you talking about? Anyway, I'm going out for work.
Okay, off you go. Heather, I just got home. Sorry I couldn't see you off to work.
You didn't even call me. Give me a break, Jasper. How much have you been drinking?
I'm really sorry. I was supposed to go straight home yesterday.
Stop lying.
I'm not lying. I was getting ready to go straight home. Unfortunately, my colleague got me. I tried to say no, but...
Why didn't you say no? You should have said that your wife is working overtime, so you need to go back home soon to your colleague. I can't believe you weren't even capable to do that.
Even if you said that, I can't refuse. For men, socializing is part of their job. This is different from women who mostly take care of house chores.
Please don't be so overbearing. I told you when we got married, right? I need you to help me with the housework. You agreed to that, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Because we can't live in this apartment with just my earnings. That's why I don't want you to stop working.
Then why don't you keep your promise? If you're doing whatever you want, there's no way I can concentrate in doing my job. Look at the state of our house.
I'm sorry. I promise I won't be drinking for a while from now on.
Are you sure I can trust you this time?
Yes, you have my word. I may have to work a little overtime anyway, but I'll do my best to get home as soon as possible.
You don't have to force yourself if you can't. Anyway, don't ever let me see you go home in the morning after a night of drinking. Promise me.
I understand. I'll definitely go home early today and finish the house chores. Alice!
Alice?
We had a great night last night.
What?
What's wrong? Are you embarrassed?
Embarrassed?
You were so passionate last night, Alice. Too bad I couldn't stay for the night.
Huh?
Your glamorous body is so hot. I'm already falling for you. I don't want to go home.
Really?
I couldn't get you out of my head all day today.
I see.
Yeah, my wife is nothing compared to you. I'm going to stay over after I finish work today.
You're staying over?
Yeah? Is that a bad idea?
No, because that would be bad for your wife.
No, it's not. I told you, didn't I? You were more attractive than her. I'd be more than happy to go to bed with you.
I understand, but I feel sorry for your wife because she doesn't know anything about us.
You don't have to worry about that. I want to be with you.
Having a married man staying overnight is risky for me, you know.
That's okay. I won't put you in trouble.
Are you sure about that? Then why don't you divorce your wife?
Huh?
You can come over after you divorce her.
Okay, I'll get a divorce.
Really?
Trust me, because she's such a nag. I feel like I'm suffocating when I'm with her.
Are you afraid of your wife?
She's not scary, but she just feels like she has to be in charge of everything. As a man, that's a real menace to my reputation.
But isn't your wife doing everything she can for you? You shouldn't talk like that.
It's okay, because, she's not even attractive as a woman these days. She's too occupied with her work.
What do you mean? But you care about your wife, right?
It's complicated. My wife has a high income.
What?
I figured out that if I stop working, she'd be able to provide for me. But if you promise that you'll marry me, I'll definitely divorce my wife.
Okay, I got it.
I'll see you at night. Please wait for me in your sexy underwear. Heather, about today, I'm going to be invited to the boss's house.
What? Your boss's house?
Yeah, when we went out for a drink as a department last time, somehow I ended up sitting next to him. As we were talking, we got on the subject of family.
Yeah? And then what happened?
And suddenly he got all excited. He said that he's going to give me a lecture on how to be a good husband.
What kind of a lecture is that? Something like how to take off your underwear?
Huh? What are you talking about all of a sudden?
Isn't that what guys talk about?
How am I supposed to talk about that with my boss? He's got a wife at home too.
I don't know. Maybe he wants to talk about that.
He insisted that I stay overnight.
Yeah, I knew it.
Heather, don't be silly.
But you have work tomorrow, right?
So we're all going to the company from the boss's house. It's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
What's wrong? You don't seem fine.
No, it's nothing. Then I guess you need to get a change of clothes.
I guess so, but I can do that on my own.
What time are you scheduled to finish work today?
Why?
No particular reason. I was just wondering if you're busy at work right now.
No, I'm relatively free this time of year. I think I'll be able to go home on time. Maybe that's why the boss invited me.
Well, seems like you have a very caring boss. I don't care if you're single, but I can't believe he invited you, a married man, to stay overnight at his house.
I don't think I understand what you're trying to say.
It's a weekday and your boss has kids, right? Wouldn't that be a nuisance?
Maybe, yes. But since the boss said so, how could I refuse?
I see. Can we meet tomorrow?
Of course. I'll come home tomorrow after work and do the housework.
Why are you start talking about housework?
What?
Never mind. I just wish you had said so earlier.
Sorry about that. I'm going to change my attitude from now on.
Hey Jasper, where are you? I wonder if you've arrived at your boss's house? Answer me, Jasper.
What's the matter? I'm having dinner with the boss and other managers right now, so don't text me.
I see.
I might not be able to respond for a while.
Oh, by the way, didn't someone knock on your front door just now?
What?
Did you hear the sound?
Huh? How do you know about that? You're scaring me.
Because I'm the one who knocked? You're not at the boss's house. You're at Alice's house.
No way! How did you find out?
Because you called Alice this morning, didn't you? You said that you're going to stay over after work today.
Who told you that?
You sent your message to the wrong address.
What do you mean?
I mean, you sent the message to me instead of Alice.
Oh no.
What a passionate message. You didn't notice about that?
No, that's... But how did you know about this place?
I asked the investigation agency to look into it. You've been coming home in the mornings, so I had a bad feeling about that. Then the evidence came out.
You're investigating people's affairs without permission? That's an invasion of privacy.
How dare you say that? You're cheating on me. I can see you and Alice going in and out of there. I've got a perfect picture of you both. It'll be solid evidence in the event of a divorce.
Divorce? Who said anything about divorce? I'm not getting a divorce.
You were the one who said that. Did you forget?
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said you're getting a divorce in your message to Alice.
Well, I sent it to the wrong person.
Really? But Alice said that she wants you to divorce your wife.
That was you who pretended to be Alice.
But you agreed to her. You said that being together with me is suffocating you. Besides, you said that I'm ruining your reputation as a man. Also, you think that I'm not attractive as a woman.
You set me up, didn't you?
That's what you really want, isn't it? I have a high income. You decided to be together with me only because you want me to provide everything for you when you lose your job.
I can't believe you deceived me.
It's too late for that. I have all of the talk history. I'll use it as evidence of your affair.
What? You keep saying about divorce, but I never signed the divorce papers. You can't file it with the authorities unless it's in my handwriting. You can't divorce me.
I've already delivered the divorce papers and all the evidence to your boss.
Huh? You? What the hell are you doing? What does my boss have to do with any of this? You're always doing unnecessary things.
Your boss must know about what you've done, because you said you were staying at his house. I called your company directly to report.
You called my company? Why would you do that?
I did what any wife would do.
What did my boss say?
He said he didn't make such a promise. I know he didn't. Well, you're at Alice's house anyway.
So what did you tell him?
I explained the details, and then your boss was so furious.
No kidding. What am I supposed to do then? I'm going to be kicked out of my current department.
But there was another reason why he was so furious.
What's that?
I found out from the investigation agency. It seems that Alice is in a relationship with your boss, too.
Seriously? What should I do from now on?
I heard that she's a receptionist at your company. Your boss seemed to like her very much, too. I heard that the rent for that apartment is paid by your boss.
No way.
That's the reason why your boss was so furious.
Wait a minute. Anyway, I'm going home. I'd be in so much trouble if I ran into my boss.
I don't think there's any point in going home.
No, it's better than staying here. Heather, you're not home yet? I just got back to that apartment. It's pitch black and I can't get the front door unlocked. Where are you now?
If I were you, I'd go home and have a cup of coffee, okay?
Huh? But our lights aren't on.
Oh, I moved out.
Huh? What the hell is going on? I don't get it.
I put our condo on the market. The contractor is going to take care of the remaining things tomorrow.
Hey, wait. Why are you doing this?
Because we're getting divorced and we don't need the condo anymore.
Huh? I live in this house too. Don't sell it without my permission. I won't allow it. If we get a divorce, I'll take half of the sale price as my share of the property.
Are you kidding me? Have you forgotten?
Forget what?
I bought that condo before we were married. I didn't move because you said you wanted to live there. Property division is based on the property we bought together after we got married. So, the condo is not part of the property.
No kidding. Then where am I supposed to go? Where am I supposed to live from tomorrow?
I don't know. I guess you'll have to decide that on your own.
No way! That's too much! What did I do wrong?
Didn't you just get back from the scene of the affair? Besides, you never keep the promises you made when we got married. You've been spending our joint savings without my permission.
Heather, please let me explain.
Don't play dumb with me. We were supposed to use that money when we have our child. We opened a joint account to save $100 every month for that. I never withdraw it, so I just left it as it is. But when I checked the bank book the other day, I was surprised. There's only $20 left.
Oh, really?
Anyway, you used it to fund your seduction of Alice, didn't you? As far as I can tell from the pictures, she was wearing all kinds of luxury brand stuff.
They're not that expensive.
Do you think I'm stupid?
No, I'm not.
I know how much luxury brands cost when I see one, so stop lying to me.
Heather, please. Don't be so angry. Most men usually have an affair or two.
Don't be silly. Do you have any idea how hard I work to support you? You don't even put any of your own money into the house because you spend it all. You even used up our joint savings.
You have a higher income than me, so it can't be helped.
You only think about yourself. If you feel sorry for me, you could have taken the initiative to do housework, or even got a second job if you wanted. Instead of doing that, you just spend like crazy. Cheating is out of question.
I'm sorry. That was definitely my fault. Please forgive me. From now on, I promise I'll be the guy that you want me to be. So please forgive me just this once.
I can't do it anymore. To be honest, I was so upset when I saw your message to Alice. I was about to throw up in disgust. I can't spend the rest of my life with someone as disgusting as you.
No way. I only have you to rely on. Don't give up on me, please.
Please feel free to find someone else who can help you, because I'm not in the mood for that anymore. Besides, I've already moved to my new condo. I'm enjoying my single life here comfortably. I make enough money to live on my own, so I don't have to worry about living without you.
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious. I sent your stuff to the company. Tomorrow you'll get the new shipping instructions along with the divorce papers.
Wait a minute. Why would you even send my stuff to the company? People will find out, won't they? You should have thought about my situation.
People at your company were aware of it. That's what the guy from the investigation agency said. Also, everyone seems to know that you're the boss's favorite.
Huh? That's not good.
I know. I'm sure he was just watching from the sidelines. You should look forward to tomorrow.
Oh, I'm done.
That's not true. Your boss said he'd think degrading instead of firing you. I guess he didn't want to keep you around Alice. But you can work hard again at your new place. This time, you should live a life of integrity. I'll be rooting for you.
I'm falling apart. Heather, please, help me.
I can't. I sold my condo and moved into a new house. I even gave the divorce papers to your boss.
Oh no. Are you really abandoning me?
Stop fooling around, Jasper. You're the one who said we're getting a divorce. I just agreed to that.
Don't be so mean.
I've had a rough day and I'm very tired. I moved out in one day after all. Thank God the moving contractors were very cooperative. Anyway, I'm going to get some rest in my new room. You'd better get a good night's sleep for tomorrow too.
Where am I supposed to sleep if I don't have a room? Hey, answer me, Heather.
The next day, Jasper was sarcastically told by his boss that he'll be degraded. I was surprised at the speed at which his boss was able to get things done. At that time, he submitted the divorce papers to the municipal office, and our divorce was finalized without incident. After that, rumors about Jasper sleeping with his boss's mistress had spread at the new place he was transferred to. He is now working uncomfortably, since people around him always look at him with a smirk of curiosity on their faces. He wants to quit his job, but he can't because he has to pay the alimony. He deserves it anyway. To be honest, I have big doubt about his boss who has a mistress, but as an outsider, I've decided not to bother about that. I'm sure that in time, damnation will fall on him. I'm now enjoying my single life with a clear mind. I didn't feel that way when I lived together with Jasper. I have a bit of mixed feelings when I think about how stressed I was about my ex-husband.
I took the kids to the rose garden today. Tommy is a boy, so he looked kind of bothered by it. But I thought it'd be a good idea to take him once in a while. I used to go there with you every year.
Oh, I didn't realize that it's already rose season. It must be that time of year.
I was so happy to see so many roses in bloom this year. I really wanted to coincide with your return. Flowers have a limited time to retain blooming, so they can't wait.
Indeed. I hope I can arrange our vacations around that time of the year. I'll be too busy to look at flowers for the time being.
I see. Have you gotten used to life there?
Well, I've known the faces of the staff, but I guess I'm not there yet when it comes to business. I still need a little more time.
That's understandable. It's still a long way to go. Anyway, do you have any idea when we will be able to live together again as a family?
I'm sorry for putting the burden on you alone, honey.
It's your job, so it can't be helped. Besides, you were chosen for an overseas assignment with high expectations.
I think I'll just have to hang in there. I'd love to go home right now if I could.
Don't say that because it will make it harder for me to cope with the current situation. When do you think you'll be able to make the furlough?
I'm new here too. I don't know anything yet. I think I'll be able to go home once in the summer, because I'll take a summer vacation.
Summer? That's a little while away. Until then, the three of us will make it work somehow.
Yeah, I'll do my best too. How are the kids, by the way?
They're full of energy. Kate's dealing on her classes, clubs, and research until late at night. She wants to get a part-time job, but she doesn't have enough spare time to do that.
She is a hard worker, isn't it?
You're right. As for Tommy, he seems to be getting to know his clubmates a little better. Aside from his studies, he's having fun at school.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm sure the kids won't dare to contact me. Just let me know how they're doing from time to time. I wish I could have stayed close to you until the kids reach the age of 20.
Maybe you'll be able to return home by then.
I hope so.
I'll do a video call when all three of us are here. I'm sure the kids want to report things in their own words.
That's a great idea. Let's do that then.
Well, good luck with your work.
You too. Please take a good care of yourself and refrain from being too exhausted.
Can I ask you for some advice?
What's up?
I was wondering if we could go on a trip during your summer vacation. Now that the kids are grown, we don't get to go out as a family very often. Especially since you're on an overseas assignment, we don't get to see each other very often. Where would you like to go?
I was going to call you about that.
Really?
I've got a lot of work going on. Meetings, business trips. It's a little easier than I thought to get used to it nowadays, so I won't be home for the summer.
Are you kidding me? Everyone in the family is looking forward for you to come back home. We can't go on a trip if you're not here.
I have no choice. I'm doing my job here. I'd go home if I could, but I can't just leave work and go home, can I?
I know, but can you take a day off in lieu of work somewhere else?
I guess it depends on how the work progresses. I'm still in charge of this, so I feel responsible for it.
I see. You're doing great on your own. I guess we've reached that age now. Well, I can't help it if I were in your shoes. Let's leave the family trip for the next time, shall we?
Sorry.
I know the kids might be disappointed. Don't worry about it. Those kids are busy with their friends and activities too. I'll tell them that their dad is working hard.
I'd appreciate it if you did. I'm really sorry to trouble you.
Hey, have you decided on a vacation period?
I haven't figured it out yet.
You should take a winter vacation. Christmas, New Year's, all the family events are in winter.
You're right. It's a good time to spend time together as a family.
Since it's winter, it'd be nice to stay at a hotel with a hot spring.
That's a good idea.
It's been a while since we've eaten together, so let's make the meals a little more luxurious.
I agree.
I'll check out the hot springs.
Got it.
What's wrong?
What do you mean?
You don't seem to be excited at all. Are you working now?
Yeah, I'm sorting through some documents.
Whenever I texted you, I always get the impression that you're working. Are you okay? Please don't overwork.
What?
Are you getting some rest?
Yeah, I'm all alone when I get home. I'm having a nice quiet time.
Quiet and alone?
What?
Nothing.
Seems like you've been busy with work too. You were on a business trip, right?
Yeah, I got called in on short notice. The kids are grown up now, so I thought it'd be a good idea. Well, I learned a lot. I learned a lot of things I didn't know before. I'm glad I took the job.
Well, even though the kids have grown up, Tommy is still in high school, so make sure you supervise him.
I know that. Well, he's a serious kid like you. I don't think he'll make any silly mistakes.
There's a pitfall if you're reassured.
That's right. I'll make sure I don't overlook anything.
Okay, I'll call you when I know the dates of my vacation.
Okay, please do. Hey, you haven't decided on your vacation date yet?
Yeah, it's going to take a while. We don't have a lot of staff on site for business meetings. I've got to be on call for everything. That's why I can't make plans.
Is your company really that bad?
Huh?
Because they send you overseas and don't allow you to take leave to go back home. Isn't it super bad?
That's not true. I do get time off.
But to not be able to take a vacation for your family? It's not right, is it? It's against the labor standards law.
I don't think so. It's a common practice in top companies.
What? I thought a prestigious company like the one you're working for offers vacation to the employees.
Well...
Maybe I should send some inquiries to the head office.
Please don't do that.
You can't go home because you can't take a vacation. So I was wondering if there's anything I can do to help. It's my duty since we're a family.
Hey, stop doing unnecessary things.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Is it too much to think about how we can spend time together as a family? What's wrong with you?
That's not what I meant. It's embarrassing to bring private matters into work.
Why not? There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's your company's fault that you can't take the vacation. You can ask them for a favor.
I agree.
You haven't been back home for more than 6 months now because you can't take a vacation. If you don't do anything to solve that, you won't be able to go back home anytime soon.
That's right. I'll talk to the head office and I'll keep you updated.
Got it. I've got some reservations to make too. Seems that they don't have any last-minute vacancies, so I'm counting on you.
Roxanne, you got a minute?
What's up? You've decided on a vacation date? I can finally make the reservation.
No, I mean...
What is it?
I wanted to tell you in person, but I decided to text you.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry. I need you to divorce me.
Divorce? Why?
I won't be able to go home for the rest of my life because of the company's circumstances.
For the rest of your life?
The branch I'm currently working at is going to be staffed with the same people, so I can't go back. I'll probably be here until I retire.
It's a good thing that your company's business is doing well. But why do you want us to get a divorce?
Because I won't be able to see you and our kids. I mean, I haven't had any time off, and I don't know what the future holds. You'll have to wait for me for quite a while, and you can't even make a reservation for a place to stay like you said.
That's true, but I think it's normal if we're living apart from each other.
I'd really like to live here with all of you, but you have a challenging job there. The kids have their own schools too. I don't know if all of you want to live together overseas. I can't ask you all to leave it all behind because of my job.
I don't think so. If it's just me, I could go, but...
What is it?
No, nothing.
If we can't meet each other, then there's no point in staying married. So maybe we should get a divorce. That way, you don't have to question me when I'm coming home anymore.
Well...
Then I thought it would be better to get divorced and live freely. I think that's the best solution for all of us.
Maybe you're right. The less I see you, the more I worry, the more frustrated I get. But I wonder if divorce is the best solution.
I think it's definitely better for your sake.
I understand. I'll do as you say.
Really? I'm glad you understand. It's been stressful for me not being able to go home.
I see. So it was stressful for you.
I couldn't even do my work when I thought about it. Thank you, Roxanne. I'm glad you're a wife who understands my situation.
Does that mean I'm just a woman of convenience?
Huh? What are you talking about? I never said a word about that.
I know why you want a divorce.
I just told you why, didn't I?
Can I be honest with you?
I told you it's because I don't want you guys to be bothered.
Well, let me ask you then. What is this?
What the hell is this?
It's a picture of you on a date, right?
No way.
I know you were having an affair during your overseas assignment.
How did you find out? Why do you have these pictures?
I went all the way to where you were assigned, because I thought it was strange that you didn't come home.
Huh? When?
There was a time when I said that I was on a business trip, remember? That time.
No kidding.
We were eating at the same restaurant that time, but you didn't even notice. You just stared at the woman in front of you. I felt a bit sad.
Were you at that restaurant?
I was there, but you didn't notice me.
I wasn't aware at all.
I had a woman's intuition. I was convinced of your infidelity when I saw the scene of your dinner with that woman. So I asked a local private investigator to check it out.
What?
I heard that she is the niece of the company's CEO. Apparently, she's famous at her hometown too. You felt guilty, didn't you?
What are you talking about?
Well, of course. If it was found out that you were having an affair with the president's niece, you'd be in big trouble.
How dare you?
But unfortunately, the president saw the two of you went into the hotel together when he was heading home in his car. The president made you quit the company because of your poor performance out of anger. The fact that the CEO found out, his niece's parents were so furious that she ran away from the family home and started to live with you, right?
I can't believe you knew all those details. Is that why you readily agreed to the divorce?
Yeah, I don't need a scumbag husband like you.
Huh?
Anyway, since you had an affair while you were married, I'm going to charge you alimony. I have all the evidence I need, so please be prepared for that.
Wait a minute.
I have nothing more to say. See you.
I need to talk to you, Roxanne.
What do you want?
I'm unemployed now.
So what?
I don't have any money, so can you cancel the alimony claim?
Huh? Are you stupid? You had an affair while you were on an overseas assignment. It's only natural that I should file an alimony for that.
I'm sorry, it was my fault. I'm really sorry. I know that I should be the one paying your alimony.
If you understand, that's fine.
I mean,
Now what?
I'm sorry to tell you this, but my partner is pregnant.
Huh?
We're going to need money for the baby, and after the baby is born, we still need money for childcare. That's why I don't have the money to pay alimony. Sorry. Please cancel the alimony. That's my last request.
I refuse. How dare you ask me to cancel that? How can you say that after having an affair and illegitimate child?
You don't have to talk like that.
I have 2 kids to take care of too. Did you forget? Tommy is in high school and Kate is in college. They're gonna cost me more than your child. So I'll make sure I get my alimony. You should be thankful I'm not charging you child support out of mercy.
You're receiving a good salary from your company. That's more than enough to pay for tuition for both kids. But as for me, I'm unemployed.
That's not the point. Don't you have any responsibility as a father? It's no wonder the kids are making fun of you.
What did the kids say?
They said you're the worst kind of guy. After you pay your alimony, they don't want to see your face ever again.
Did they really say that? That's terrible.
Well, because what you did was terrible. They said they never want to see you again.
Oh no.
And by the way, I'm going to charge alimony from your partner too. Please tell her that she can't just steal someone else's husband and pretend as if she did nothing wrong. Well, I'm sure it's a small amount of money for her. You're lucky she's a rich lady.
You really have a bad personality.
What did you say? You're the worst, don't be silly. So I'll be filing a claim for alimony against the 2 of you. We'll be in touch through our lawyer.
Wait, Roxanne. Roxanne, please pick up the phone.
What do you want? You're so persistent. I told you to talk through our lawyer, didn't I?
I just don't have the money. Also, my partner has left the house too. Please, just cancel the alimony and make it an amicable divorce.
Why do you think I'll listen to you? Use some common sense to think about what you did.
I know I was wrong. I'm sorry I cheated on you and had an illegitimate child. But I can't live like this, and the baby will be in trouble too.
You'll have to go into debt to pay for it.
I can't even borrow money because I've been fired from my job.
Then why don't you ask your parents? Tell them that your ex-wife has asked for alimony. You can't pay it, so you want them to lend you money.
I'm too scared to do that. I don't know what will happen.
That's your own fault. So you have to be prepared.
That's why I'm asking you not to charge me alimony.
Stop blabbering nonsense.
It's not like that. Anyway, I'm about to have a baby. Please, help me.
How could you even think of having a baby in that condition? If you've got time to flirt with other women, get a job quickly.
Don't be so cold and help me.
In the first place, you cheated on me and got your cheating partner pregnant. You're the one who asked for a divorce, remember? So you need to fulfill your responsibility properly.
Responsibility?
You're the father of 2 children. They're still in school and I need the money for their education and other stuff. Pay your alimony and fulfill your responsibility.
Oh no. What am I supposed to do now?
You'll be contacted by my lawyer. Just do as you're told.
That's not what I meant.
I've had enough. You and I are strangers now. You have no right to stop me from claiming alimony. You should talk to your cheating partner about it and decide what to do. Don't talk to me.
She doesn't have an income, but you have. That's why I'm asking you.
I don't care about you. I'm gonna hang up because the kids are booing on the side telling me to get off the line. Looks like they don't want me to have any more contact with you. That's why I'm going to block your number from now.
What? Wait a minute.
Jasper was a bit of a spoiled brat, but finally, the divorce was finalized. Of course, I asked him to pay alimony. It seems that he made up his mind and asked his partner's parents to pay for the alimony. His cheating partner's parents were also business owners, and they made him promise to be her father's valet for the rest of his life. Jasper is no longer free. Fortunately, his partner's parents are looking forward to the birth of the baby. The thought that Jasper will never return home made me and my children feel relieved. The children's school expenses are covered by my savings and income. I think I will be able to manage until they graduate. I will somehow manage to get through on my own until they both reach adulthood safely.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!